Welcome to InsideFlix. We're going to be doing our weekly box office report. And to no surprise, Top Gun Maverick was number one again. Rich, tell us the films that made the top five.
Well, this week, Top Gun Maverick is number one again, only dropping a little over 28% with a total of $90 million for this weekend. And coming number two is Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness and made $9.2 million. And number three is the Bob's Burgers movie with $4.5 million. And number four is The Bad Guys with $3.3 million. And Downtown Abbey ended up number five with $3.1 million.
Let's talk a little bit about Top Gun Maverick for its second week. This is a huge number. It's a record-breaking number because of the drop. I mean, the drop was only 29%. This is kind of unheard of for a big movie like this.
Yeah, we thought it would be around at least 40% at the minimum. But no, this is another incredible week for Tom Cruise and Top Gun.
Word of mouth has been very good for Top Gun Maverick. Raymond, you saw the movie. Why do you think people are going back to see it for the second, third, or fourth time?
It has good replay value. I mean, it's a movie that I will definitely, watch years from now, which is much more than you can say about like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And I imagine a lot of the other movies that are playing in theaters. Well, one of the really good films that's in theaters right now that has replay value is Everything Everywhere All at Once. But that doesn't have quite the mainstream accessibility as something like Top Gun Maverick. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think and something that we haven't really brought up with Top Gun Maverick is also, while it has like wide appeal, like for I think pretty much everyone, it's also very much serving, a part of the movie-going audience that hasn't really gotten, a movie for them like in a while. Like this is a movie for like a military audience, and they haven't really gotten. There hasn't really been anything made for them in a while.
Yeah,
and also for like a moviegoer who doesn't even like Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting fed. I'm a big Marvel fan. I'm getting fed up with it. But on the other hand, something that is not doing so well at the box office is Morbius.
Well, I got a relaunch because of the memes that I guess they were saying that the memes that went online recently that Sony went ahead and gambled on thinking that Top Gun would lose some fans and they could buy and make the top five or something like that.
Well, explain this to me because this is the first time I heard it that they actually re-released it this week
in 1,000 screens. Yeah, I mean it was a ridiculous stunt that totally.
And this was just brought on because of some memes online.
It all started with a YouTube video called "It's Morbin Time" that came out about like 10 days ago or 11 days ago. Something like that, and it just like it created like all these memes and all these like people just making fake reviews for the movie, just overpraising it as like one of the greatest films of all time, and it's been probably the funniest thing online over the past week.
Yeah, but it's a strange stunt because they also gambled that it would attract people to go ahead and order it on demand, which I don't think that. The news that
no, but part of it is because people have been streaming the movie, live streaming the movie, and on like Twitch and on things like that, and a bunch of people have just been watching the movie like that and just making fun of it and like crapping on it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Sony maybe hoped that people would buy their movie just to make fun of it, like it's the new The Room or something like that. It's the Room of comic book movies.
Oh wow.
It looks like that's kind of what's happening. I saw Morbius. It's a pretty mediocre movie. It definitely doesn't have much replay value at all, so I don't even know how people are doing this. But I think it's just as bad as Venom or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I seen that clip where the Doctor Who guy starts dancing or whatever in the movie.
Hysterical, right?
Well, I guess there's no such thing as bad publicity. So
I guess.
Yeah. And this week's past movies, David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future opened up in a few theaters and it only made a little over 1 million. It came in number 10. Just under that is The Watcher, the other new movie. But I think that was more of a success because it's IFC films and no one's really expecting that to be a hit.
And both movies had very little to basically no marketing.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Rich, tell us about the worldwide box office.
Yeah, it just went over with $910 million, and it's going to get close to $1 billion, but everyone's saying it's going to be maybe 940, 950. I don't know. Do you think it's going to get to $1 billion?
Well, I never thought the movie was going to get to $1 billion. But I'm surprised that it's actually gone as far as it's gone because it's still number 2 at the box office.
Right.
So it's gonna be there for a while. I don't think it's going to cross $1 billion, but it's going to get very close. I think it's going to be even more than 950. I think it's going to be more like 980, 990. It's going to get very, very close to that billion, but I don't think it's going to quite reach it. Regardless, It's a successful movie, but this is a movie that again that they were expecting to be close to $2 billion.
Well, the reception of that movie was mixed. I mean, it's still a big number, anyways. But I think, like we said before, I think Thor: Love and Thunder is going to probably be the bigger Marvel movie this year.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Top Gun Maverick, what's your predictions on that? I mean, this is going to have long legs.
It's just going to be hanging in there in the box office for a long time.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's done better domestically, but worldwide it's over $550 million. So
we do have a lot of movies coming out, over the next couple of weeks. I mean, we are in summer season, but I think Top Gun's going to probably remain in the top 5 for a long time. For a couple months.
Yeah, I think the whole summer most likely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what's coming out this week.
Jurassic World Dominion, and that's pretty much it. And so far, I'm hearing mixed things about it.
Oh, really? The reviews are out?
It just screened this evening. So,
well, it opened internationally last week.
In a few markets, and South American markets and Mexico. So,
and the buzz hasn't been that great. I mean, this franchise, the Jurassic World franchise, has always been mixed.
The franchise has been mixed ever since the every installment after the original.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it seems like this is almost critic proof. I think this is going to do a lot of money this weekend. It's definitely going to be number one.
But here's the question. Here's the big question, because the first one, the Jurassic World. Jurassic World was like massively successful, and the second one, it was also a huge hit, but it didn't quite reach the numbers of the first one, of the previous one. Mm-hmm. Will this outgross Jurassic World? Will this be the biggest of the Jurassic World movies? Will this be essentially the biggest Jurassic Park movie?
Maybe, because it is bringing 2 generations together in this one.
You don't think people are kind of got over it? Because it seems like people aren't really talking about it anymore. Like, I haven't seen that much hype for it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I didn't hear that much like buzz and stuff like for like Stranger Things season 4, and that ended up being Netflix's biggest opening or whatever for any TV show they've ever debuted. So I think people just maybe aren't even talking about these things anymore, and they're just keeping it to themselves. But I think so. Like, I don't know. Do you think it's going to be bigger than the biggest one yet?
I think there's a potential for it to be the biggest one yet, and only because I think Top Gun Maverick has brought in an older generation back to the movie theaters, and possibly they might be going to see this movie.
Now, the original Jurassic World, the original, but the one that came out in 2015. That movie made $208 million, almost $209 million opening weekend domestically. Mm-hmm. Do you think this will outgross that?
Wow, that's a lot.
Or how about this? Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the second one, made $148 million opening weekend. Do you think it's going to be closer to that, or more like Jurassic World 200?
More.
Fallen Kingdom?
Yeah, more than Fallen Kingdom.
Like, how much more box office does the nostalgia of bringing Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern, like, is it enough?
I think so. I mean, wow. Yeah, I'll go. I'll do it safe. 175.
Okay, that's big. That's big. Okay.
Yeah. It's summer too.
Oh man, I don't know. I have no clue, because I don't feel any hype for this movie at all. But I think that's just how things are now. You're just not going to feel hype like before.
Yeah, we didn't know anything about
the hype. All the hype is going to Morbius, and no one even wants to go see the movie.
This year has been really a topsy-turvy type of year, and it's very hard to predict what movies are going to hit big.
I'm just gonna go crazy. I'm gonna say it's gonna make $250 million.
I don't think it's going to be that big. I think it's going to be over 100. Is that safe to say?
No, I'm gonna say,
safe.
That's way too safe to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's gonna make 220, because it has to outgross the first one, right? It has to outgross Jurassic World. I guess it has to be the biggest one in the franchise, and in order to be the biggest one in the franchise, that's about 220.
I'm sticking with 175, 180. You never know, but it is summertime, and this is it.
Like we said, I think it's going to definitely be number one. I think Top Gun Maverick is going to have a strong third week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it for our box office report. We'll be back next week with some results, and we'll see how well Jurassic World Dominion does this weekend. Okay, thank you for watching InsideFlix.